Thank you. So I'm very happy to be here with you today. So what I want to say first is marketing isn't sales, but it does help you get to that point. Marketing is an ongoing process. A marketing plan, which you're being asked to put together, is not a one-and-done thing. It's a good start, and it's something that is growing and evolving, just like hopefully your business ideas are. So today, as we've just mentioned, we're going to talk about who you're selling to, better known as your target audience, and what's different about you, what's unique, what are your advantages, why would someone want to buy something from you, and how can you possibly get your message about who you are, what you do, and why somebody should buy it. How can you do that, as we say, marketing on a shoestring, or marketing with limited financial resources, actually even limited time, because the fact of the matter, I run a marketing, advertising, and public relations agency, as Sue said, but interestingly enough, all other clients, even other clients who are well established, they all have some limits. They have some limits to their resources, to their time, to the money. So everyone wants to do the best possible job they can with whatever they have available to use, whether it's money or your time or whatever that you're working with. So we're going to go over that today. So marketing is strategies, tools that'll help you share your information to attract customers so that those customers will also choose your products and your services, because some of you are providing services like the pooper scooper. And hopefully when you're doing it, you're not just selling it for the sake of selling, because why are you in business? You're in business to make money, right? Business is nice, it's fun, but you want to make money and you want it to be profitable. You did talk about what profit is, right? After you have taken care of all of your expenses, including paying yourself some rent or paying your salary, you want additional money. That's profit. But basically, this is a pretty well-known set of containers for what you have. Product. When they talk about product, it actually means service. What is it that you're selling? It might be something tangible, like a piece of artwork or a book, or it might be a service, as Melissa, I believe, was saying, and some of the others have said. Place, the object of the 4 P's, one of the P's, place, where are you going to find it? Some of you may sell your things, your wares, your paintings, your pictures, your books in a store. But as many of you know, so many people put their services and their products available online in the internet. So place in some cases means you might not need to have a bricks and mortar physical place. You might actually be doing it from the comfort of your own home, because you can sell your product from the internet, and the wonders of Google search will help, which will help your prospects find you. P, another P, price, you've discussed in previous classes, I suspect. What is price about? How do you get there? What did it cost for you to make it? What will people pay for it? How can you make some money on it? So price is one of the elements of what your marketing is about, and how you price your product also is going to impact on how you might want to market it. If you have to be in a store, if you have to be paying to be at a trade show, like Small Business Saturday, Shop RI, you know that you pay a small amount for your booth that day, but that somehow is affecting your overall cost. You have to pay for that space. That's part of your marketing cost. And somewhere you want to make sure that whatever you're charging for your products, it's covered. And promotion, that's the one P that everybody seems to get excited about. That's the place that people talk about advertising and how they're going to get their message out. We'll be talking about that too. Before you talk about what you're going to say, you want to think about target marketing, but also who's your best customer. I don't know what your best customer is, but here's a couple of tips. It's nice if you can sell to a target market that is willing to and able to buy what you want. That's what qualifies somebody as a target market. It's very nice if I like Tiffany earrings for jewelry, but if I can't pay for them because it's above my budget, then whoever's selling Tiffany jewelry doesn't really want to target me. You want to target someone who wants what you sell and has the ability to sell, and you have the ability to provide it. So we're going to talk about who your target markets are in this case, and also who your target market is also is part of how you're going to determine what you're going to say to each. Each little niche, each little target market might have something slightly different that you want to say to make that magic, to make yourself stand out. Who is going to buy your product? This is broad brush strokes to help you think about who that target might be. You pretty much have a sense of it already. This helps you begin to, and what we want to do today, narrow it down. So demographics, boy, girl, age, man, woman. How old are they? A young person? If she were selling it to a child, are they male or female? How much education? Maybe education matters depending on what you're selling. How much money do they make? As I said before, it's nice, I like Tiffany, but if I can't afford it, and you as a seller know I can't afford it, I'm thinking you won't be spending a lot of time trying to sell to me. Not worth your while. Same thing for you. Psychographics, how do they consume it? How do you get your message out? How do people get to hear about you? Apart from face-to-face opportunities that you have and networking, which is always a wonderful way to communicate your message best. Who can tell your story better than you? Nobody, as they say. What are their interests? What are their hobbies? Why do we care about that? Because somewhere those things impact on whether or not you have a potential target audience. If I don't like animals, Melissa, am I likely to need your service? If I don't even like animals, chances are I'm not going to have a pet dog, pet cat, pet alpaca. What someone's lifestyle is about may impact. Maybe you want to target somebody who has a lot of available time. Just bought a house. Maybe someone of you who is an artist might have an opportunity to sell your painting, your line art. If it's a child and you know that the kids are already looking at comic books, some of you back there are interested in doing comics, you might have a match there. When you are selling, for example, just because it's here, it's a book, this is the size of it, this is the shape of it, this is the color of it, you can tell me about the features of it. But actually, people aren't just buying what the features are of its 24 pages and whatever. They actually buy the idea at times that here's something that will help build this child's self-esteem, help this child do more, help my child who is aspiring to go on a trip but might be afraid to. So those soft, sort of intangible things can be helpful to you when you think about what makes your product better and what you might want to communicate to your possible target audience. Unique selling propositions, the USP, so often tied into what your elevator speech is. You sort of think about what makes me different. So what does make you different? Purchasing decisions, when we talk about, depending on whether someone's buying it for himself, herself, your company. Who's the buyer? Sometimes the buyer is what they call that end user. I'm buying that painting for my home. I'm buying that book for me. I'm buying that landscaping person because it's my house, my lawn, and it's a mess and I need you. Sometimes people buy things for someone else, their kids, their family members, a gift. And their interests may be different, but they're also the things that you want to think about when you think about selling or presenting a message to different people. When you're selling to an institution, a college versus a person, colleges, other businesses, they may not have the same warm, soft, cuddly kind of approach. They might have a harder line. Tell me how much it's going to cost. What are the terms? When do I have to pay you? They might have a very different look at it. Or they might think of how many do I have to buy and can I get a better price? Different markets, different target markets, different messages. And if they buy once a week versus once a day versus once a year, that purchasing kind of pattern makes a difference as well.
When you donate a portion of your proceeds to another charitable organization or to a cause, that now means that your business is what they call a social enterprise. And that's a good thing to put on your website or in your brochure or on your Facebook page, because that tells the public that you're trying to help other people. And I think Deb said it before, sometimes, and I think she was talking about you, Seth, if I know that part of your proceeds is going to help Special Olympics, I might go and buy your coffee before I go over to Dunkin' Donuts. So if anybody is doing anything, and I encourage everybody to think how you could donate something to some social cause that you think is important or could help people, right? And then you can put that out there, and everybody that's doing an elevator pitch, you should kind of remember that point to put in your elevator pitch, because that is what makes you different, right? It's one thing that makes you different, and it's important.
So when people are thinking about why they buy things, and you're going to help them think about why they want to buy what you have to sell or offer, there are various reasons other than I need a coat because I need to keep warm. It might be that they get status, security, recognition. They might have had a passion. I've always loved comic strips, and now a few of you are doing some pen and ink drawings, whatever. Might help them save time, might help them be warm, lose weight, control their A1C, or to lessen some anxiety. So there are other psychological, emotional things that motivate people to buy things. So another list. It goes on endlessly. So I list these here. We list these here for you because they might trigger for you things that will set you apart about your product or service that you might not have necessarily thought of before. And when you are thinking about what you're selling, please do know your business well, know what you're selling. You should be an authority on your business. Comic strips, artwork that you've been doing since you were 6, experiences that you've had, share them. Oh yes, an important thing to talk about. Those of you who are making product, the good news is you get to sell it. The bad news is, oh my goodness, you sold a lot of product and you don't have it. Let's not have you be in that place. So when you're thinking about marketing, we all want you to be a marketing success, but it also means that you really need to think about your business. What happens if someone says, I'll take 400 of those coffees, 400 contracts to do landscape? How do you get to provide that? Make sure you have enough product available or can provide that service, that you have the capacity to do that. I can't tell you how many times when we've dealt with other businesses who were getting going, they were victimized by their own success in marketing. They did a great job. Now what? Now I have to perform the service or provide the product. Make sure that you can do that. We've defined who she's selling to, where she's selling. She's done a pretty good job of upper middle class, middle upper middle, women 35 to 65. Here's the geographic area, one of a kind, something memorable, something that's special for special occasions. That's good for Kathy. Let's get to you. Okay, so where is this? Think about your business. Let's talk about your business. If you look at this sheet that I handed out, benefits offered to our customers. What is it that you're offering? Yes, it might be a book. Yes, it might be landscaping. Yes, it might be cookies. Yes, it might be coffee. Think about what else. What are the bundle of values that you actually offer when you're selling your product? Think about this. So make your list here of what you offer. We've tried to make it a little bit simple, or get you started to think about where you fit. Where are you with this? Do you have the lower price? Oh, by the way, if you don't have the lowest price or lower price, that's okay. Why is that okay? You might have higher quality. So that's not a negative or a positive. It's just different, so be aware of that. Reliability. Are you more reliable? You found out that your other competition maybe isn't so, and you're there. You're doing that job. When you say you're going to show up Saturday at 9, you're there. That may be something that is a very big deal if your competitors aren't. If your service is very unusual, perhaps unique, maybe you don't right now have that competition, but other people have been buying other services and products like you have for a long time, perhaps. So why would I want to switch to you? Maybe you do a better job of this, what you offer that makes you different, that helps. But maybe you might want to give them an incentive, a reason to switch. Maybe you can provide it faster, better, cheaper, discounts. Maybe to get something started, maybe you thought you wanted to sell each product for $5. Maybe your message might be, well, I'll give it to you for $4.75. Really want you to try it, because once you do, you will love that service, that product, whatever it is. Worthwhile. Another value message, it's about price, but it's also the value that you're offering for it. It's not just about the fact that it's $25 an hour or $3 a card. It's what is the value that you're providing, something that's unique, something that no one else wants to do, something that no one else but you can deliver. Why do you want one? Power up your sales. You keep your elevator speech, your idea about what your unique selling proposition is, deliver that message, that's what helps your sales. We talked about what motivates your customer, and it might not just be that it's a book and what the size of the features of the book or the single size of the card is. It's the bundle of values, the security, the less anxiety, the time saving, the money saving advantages. That's what matters. Back to Kathy's Super Cakes. She guarantees her proposition, guarantees delivery of excellent quality, one-of-a-kind, memorable cakes. Her pricing, competitive prices, faster, within 3 days. There's her delivery option. And where is she going? South County. She has absolutely self-selected what her target area is. You may need to do that too, you who are in landscaping or dog walking or whatever. So all this helps to funnel into what branding is about. Well, what is it? What is branding? It's who you are, what you're looking like, and how you are going to present your product to promote that business. Whatever it is, that color, that signature font, that package, that's all part of what your brand is, so that, just as we were seeing with the Airbnb bag there, it's out there often enough that she didn't even have to say anything. She held it up or held it near her, and people knew immediately that's who that was. That's where you'd like to be. Maybe not as vast in scope as Airbnb, but certainly among people who are likely to know you and buy the things that you have to sell. Here it is, your logo, business card, letterheads, envelopes, label, every single thing that you make, your website, whatever you picked up for your colors for your logo, put it into the website, into the brochure, into signage, into what you put on that cover page for Facebook and social media, which is what we need to get to. Let's see. So if this is marketing on a shoestring, you've already done, okay, this is marketing class. You've done number one, networking. You've been working on elevator speeches today, all day. Since you've been here, you've been talking to each other, talking to me, and networking and figuring out how you might help each other or promote your own business. Social media, well, we'll look at that in a minute. Target or email marketing, there's value in email marketing and a way of doing it cheaply, inexpensively. We're going to do that. Almost everyone these days, when they're starting a business, whether you have a storefront or not, can have a website or a blog site. Some people start just by doing a blog, only a blog, stories about their product, what it is, how it worked, who used it, why it's better, why it came into existence, who's used it. Those blogs can stand alone. You can do it by Googling for free, I want a free blog, and you will find out how easily you can start your own blog without paying really, actually very little to no money. Websites, again, WordPress is probably the single easiest way for anyone to start to do their own website. Again, great chance for you to put your brand together, share the message of who you are, why somebody should buy what you have to offer. Blogs these days are an integral part of websites, and blogs are the things that can absolutely make you have more people visit your website without you having to have paid advertising. People who are searching days, nights, weekends, 3 in the morning, are looking for information, funny stories. They usually do look at blogs, and blogs bring your attention to your website through the search engines. It's a good way for people to become acquainted with what your website is. You know, this is something I think that you've all been working on, so we'll not spend time on it. Be brief, be genuine, rehearse it, make sure you know how to say that 10-second elevator speech, 15 seconds if you must. This seems to be the gold standard. I've spent so many years teaching marketing, advertising, and public relations, and advertising has always been defined as your message, you control the message, you pay for the message, and the message goes in the place, the medium, the time, the date, and wherever you want it to go. That's what paid advertising has always been. More people today, whether they're bootstrapping or not, care about social media. It's become an unbelievable phenomenon. Yes, you can pay for it, but no, you don't need to. So, social media outlets, inexpensive to no cost. Highly effective. Why do they say it's highly effective? The world is on social media. Right on your target market? Well, yes, but people go to look for you, so that helps you find out even more about who your target market is and what you need to say to them. High conversion. What does conversion mean? Let's talk about that just for a second. Conversion rate. For some people, conversion just means I get you from looking at my Facebook page to actually liking it, following it, corresponding with someone through Messenger, or even maybe buying something on the website. So you're converting them from the visit to another action. This is in the packet to target email marketing. Yes, you have a good return on investment. If you're not paying to do an email market, you get one sale, you're already ahead of the game. It really is a very good way for you to invest very little time or money and be able to send out a message to what might be your prospects or even some of your existing contacts and existing sales leads to sell. Easily measured, highly targeted. You know how many bounced back, how many sales you got. Very easy to start to measure and quantify. So it's nice to put everything out there, but it's also very nice to say, I can't do this all the time. What works? Where's the best return on my investment in time? So take a look at, once you've done it, Google Analytics on anybody's website costs nothing and lets you know where people are going, what people are going, where people are going, when people are going, to which pages on your website, which pages, which tweets, which posts. Very easy for you to, for no money, be able to track what you're doing. 72% of consumers say email is a preferred method of communication. Yes, you know that's true because many more people will open their email if it comes from something when they've known you. If it's spammed, not so much. But if you've made a contact with someone and they recognize your name, your hashtag or anything else, they will open your email. Blogging, what does it do? Drives traffic, effective search engine optimization. That means Google gets to find you, where you are, what you wrote, where your website is. It's interactive, meaning that if you've written a story about how your business has just started to flourish for a very specific target, someone could say, that's terrific. I was there. I saw that presentation. I like that. I think I'm going to call her. I think I'm going to refer her. I think you're going to have more business. It's a good way for people to interact. If you have Facebook, someone likes it, loves it, comments on it. That kind of interaction helps you build rapport. That's what you want with your customers and your prospects. Your website, why do you have one? It's a great way for you to give information out to many people who you've not yet met and not yet had as your friends. They will be hopefully soon. It's a good way for you to capture information. By that it means put on a form. You might do a survey. Capture their email. You can then have a personal conversation with them. You can target their very specific questions that way. Worthwhile to consider. Again, something that is very easy to do on a website because there are things called plugins. Have a form, whatever you want to collect as information on a contact sheet, great way for you to start building prospects. And of course, oh, by the way, that bottom line, how about generating sales? 78% say a company's social media posts influence their purchases. The idea is it's nice to be able to have someone have some sense of who you are, what you're selling, and those posts help you get to establish some rapport. Not only what you send out, but who you follow, where you are looking at Facebook, other people's Facebook pages. That's a good way for you to both learn how to target your message, change your marketing plan as you need to. That interaction, it matters. 84% of social media users share to show their support for a cause. But ask, Those of you who are doing buddy program, part of your sales are going to buddy program, Special Olympics, what a perfect way for you to be able to share that on social media. It doesn't cost you anything to put it out there, and people care about that. More people are likely to respond to something like that because they know that you're giving back. I think Sue started to mention that in the earlier part of the session. Worthwhile. So, Facebook posts educate and inspire people who want to use your product or service. Show real people. Yes, you are to be real. Show people with the product in use. Someone's interacting with what you're doing. Someone's at your event. Someone has admired your landscaping project. Someone has benefited from a nice new clean lawn. Imagine the before and after pictures before we're looking at the doggy lawn, the once cleaned up, now cleaned up lawn. So tell the backstory of your product. You've got a history, you've got a story, share it. It's a great way to do it. You're doing it on your website, you can do it on Facebook. Use incentives to buy or give or do free giveaways. Video, but these days not everyone hires a videographer to capture someone using or interacting with their product or service. It's just fine. Take that phone, snap it, and people do care about seeing something live, having an opportunity to see something actually work. How do you do what you do? There's a great way for someone to understand what you do and see how well you do it. I'm not sure that when he started to share that story that we might not have all understood completely what he does. Capture it in a video, everyone will understand. A tutorial showing problems with it, how do you fix it? Ask questions featuring your product or business. Yes, you know how to do it. Sell a lifestyle, not just your product. So it's not just about the product and the service, but the benefits that it offers. Makes my life easier, makes my yard cleaner, makes me happier. So where are we with this? Writing your marketing goal. Please don't have your marketing goal, I want to sell more stuff. We do know you want to sell more stuff. How are you going to do that? Well, how does somebody start a marketing plan? Some of you who are in business, some more than others, have already done this and done this well. I can tell by how many thousands of followers, how many sales, how long you've been in business. But to start a marketing plan, it doesn't have to be a very complicated thing. What might be a first step for you just starting a business? It might be making a business card. Sharing, how are you going to distribute that business card? Those are actionable steps, easy to share. Maybe it's making a brochure. Maybe it's just making a brochure on a computer. Just 3 or 4 steps will go a long way to getting you started. And you know, people say, how many times should I post to Twitter, Facebook, this and that? And I could cite statistics all the time. You do it as you can do it. It doesn't matter how little. Just make sure that you are consistent with it. RECIPE, and it was relative to social media. What should you do with your social media accounts? And while this is someone else's, there are some thoughts that you could glean from it that I can easily share with you. So the R, when they talk about it, make something that's recreational, and what it means basically is think about what you have to offer that might be funny, that might be amusing, that might be a little bit of a throwback to your youth, or something that others remembered, or a holiday. So I have a client at home, at their home, they are making chocolates, and they're doing a very good job of it. Well, they automatically found that Tuesday was National Candy Day. They had a wonderful post, and guess what? They used the hashtag National Candy Day. So it's a small company, but the minute they put that hashtag National Candy Day, suddenly people who really like candy, who are following candy across the country, found that post. And you know what they did? They clicked on that post. And you know what happened when they clicked on that post? They went to the website, so you understand the magic, absolute magic of being able to write a post, being able to post something on Facebook. So R for recreational. E, educational, yes. Share information. You can teach someone how to use something. You can share some statistics with them. Educational. Tips, tricks, what works. Trends, you can find that in Google. Share it on Facebook, Twitter. The C that they reference here is conversational. You know, social media is what? It's social. It's not standoffish. It is just colloquial, just like I'm talking to Claudia or Joe or Mary or Melissa. That's the voice you want to use when you are doing social media. It is a good idea to get not just people to hit that thumb, like. You want to engage people. Engagement means they will interact with you, which is what social media is supposed to be about. You might ask them a question. You might give them some advice. You might ask them to share something. You might ask them if they like this or that, or did they find that when you gave them your product in use and thought you might package it this way, ask them if they like it this way or that way. Let them engage. Invite them to engage. Can you inspire them? You who have some social enterprise stories you're helping to work with, benefit somebody else, those are gold for social media. They're gold. People love the fact that you're not just in business for you, which is wonderful, but you're also in business and you have a cause. You're doing good and hopefully you will do well. Promotional, that RECIP, the P of promotional, P is promotional, discounts and offers. When you can do that, that's worthwhile. Everybody likes a deal. Think about when that can work for you. It's also a promotional idea to ask for reviews. You might want to monitor them very carefully, but ask people what they think, because usually your market, your prospects will tell you. They will tell you what they want and how they want it. And then finally, be entrepreneurial. Of course, you are in business to make money. Share with them your story as an entrepreneur. Maybe you have great mission, great values. Share that information. That's what social media is about.